What is going on to the AMC stock group? I cannot believe that it's already Tuesday, June 6th in the early trading hours or even the 9:30 trading hour when the market opens, and you guys already know what that means. We are now going to be talking about the AMC news so that you guys can hopefully form your own sentiment towards how you think AMC stock will react in terms of the price, because every single day there is a completely different story with this stock. Therefore, on this channel, we will be talking all about that, and I'll be forming my own opinions, and you guys will be forming your own, because obviously we will not agree 100% on everything. And with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about, in my opinion, the market manipulation that has been happening with AMC stock. And this is all relative news, and this news has been pretty recent. Therefore, that is the reason why I'm talking about it today. So, therefore, I think it's important, and as long as you can understand it, I think it'll help you in your trading or in your long term investing. So, this article states that the short seller, so a short seller says that AMC's fundamentals are obvious and that the meteoric run in the theater operator stock is nearing an end. Okay, so that is obviously some short seller, and I remember this short seller, guys. I think we all remember this short selling news, because if you guys are wondering why the price of AMC stock fell down 12% or 7%, it was not a coincidence. It was right after this group tweeted that they were going to be short AMC stock, and this group is actually known as Iceberg Research. I did talk about them in my previous video, but a lot of people were saying that this is not even an actual institution or a hedge fund. But regardless, they are some financial group, and they obviously hold some sort of power, because after their tweet, there may or may not be at least some sort of parallel between this financial group and why the AMC stock price fell. Now, that is just my opinion, and again, everyone has their own. So you guys might not think that this, financial group had anything to do with AMC stock. But regardless, this short seller, Iceberg Research, revealed a short position on AMC Friday. Well, Friday was also the day that AMC stock fell a lot. But again, AMC stock, you guys could have said on Friday fell down because it was a July 4th weekend, right? So a lot of opinions. But then Iceberg told Insider that AMC's current stock price, hovering around $50, has been unsustainably inflated, and Iceberg made headlines for knocking 99% of the share price of a commodity trader once worth nearly $12 billion. And this right here is something that has made Iceberg Research well known in the past. That is because they had something to do with knocking down 99% of the share price of a commodity trader once worth nearly $12 billion. So if you guys were wondering why Iceberg Research is relevant, this is why. So in the financial world, a lot of people, just because they are right maybe once or twice, it really helps them in the future. I know we all know who Michael Burry is. He is the guy who predicted a 2008 crash in a lot of monetary values, and that is exactly what happened. And therefore now, when people hear him say that there's going to be a future crash, a lot of people are very fearful. So similar idea here. And so Iceberg Research, as I said, revealed a short position. The main short seller behind Iceberg told AMC's current stock price of around $50 has been unsustainably inflated. Okay, we already know that, by call option activities in the already tough theater business. This is evidently an opinion based off this one short seller. And what's actually funny about this, though, is that he is acknowledging the fact that call options do work, that call options do help the stock price increase, which right now, guys, a lot of people in the AMC stock group, they are not having enough conviction to think that the AMC call options are actually working. But the reason why they're not working right now, but even someone who is betting against AMC stock believes that call options do work. It's just there needs to be more volume in the stock, which the volume on AMC stock has been decreasing right now. So as long as we get that volume, these call options should end up working. And so the volatility of the meme stocks is largely driven by call options. Again, he is acknowledging the fact that call options do work. And I acknowledge that too, right? I believe that call options work, but I'm just saying that not a lot of people do. But I think that to those people, what I would say is, in my opinion, they do work, but they just need to be volume. Because, of course, if you have any call option, it's probably not going to work if there's just not enough momentum behind the stock. Therefore, it will not make a stock price or an option price go up exponentially. And then this author also states that call options do create a gamma squeeze effect, which a lot of people are trying to find out right now, when is going to be the next gamma squeeze for AMC stock. And again, the answer to that is extremely simple. It is not something to stress about. However, these market manipulators are really trying to make it something to panic about, and they're trying to make it seem like there is going to be no more gamma squeeze for AMC. No one's even talking about a gamma squeeze right now, guys. But in my opinion, there will be another gamma squeeze on AMC stock, and we were extremely close to having another gamma squeeze on AMC stock. But you know what, guys? The market manipulators, in my opinion, they saw that AMC was extremely close to breaking out of the bullish flag. And so, guess what happened, guys? The stock ended up not going above the bullish flag, and instead, it ended up rejecting the $61 yet again. It ended up rejecting it almost 4 times, or maybe it already went to 4 times. And in the fifth time, or the fourth time it just decided to reject it again, and then it fell all the way below. Now again, I also believe that the July 4th weekend also had the ability to make AMC stock go lower as well. If you add the hedge funds and the fact that there was a 4th of July weekend, meaning that not a lot of people would be trading AMC stock, so therefore less volume, it all makes sense as to why AMC stock went down to the extent that it did on Friday evening or Friday morning, referring to a situation where stock's sharp price increase forces market makers to buy more shares, accelerating the stock's ascent. And again, this is just what is called FOMO, fear of missing out. He is talking about the gamma squeeze effect. A lot of people buy options immediately. A lot of people buy a lot of shares immediately just because we see a lot of other people buying this stock. For example, when AMC was around $35 a share, everyone was talking about AMC stock. And then as soon as AMC fell, from $72 a share all the way back to 38, a lot of people were extremely fearful. That is when a lot of people were not talking about AMC stock. But what happened, guys? The stock ended up going back up again. It ended up going back again. And this has not happened once. This has not happened twice. This is the third time AMC stock has fell down more than 5%, and it ended up reclaiming key support levels, guys. We fell below $51 a share. But guess where we end up closing on Friday evening? We end up closing right at that $51 level. So that is amazing. And I'm also going to be talking about what the hedge funds do not want you to know for AMC stock. Because the whole reason why I'm talking about this in the first place is because there is actually an amazing statistic and amazing news on AMC stock, and it is very contradictory to what this research article is actually talking about. And so let's read a little bit more of this article, and it says that in a series of tweets announcing the short, Iceberg described the AMC pump as increasingly shaky, calling the weaker fundamentals of AMC obvious. Okay, we don't accuse the company of fraud. There is a price for everything, and we believe the pump has exceeded its average life. I don't think these hedge funds understand the extent to which the AMC stock group has its resilience. Now, what does that mean? Yes, while 80% of retail traders own AMC stock, 60% of hedge funds and market manipulators control the price action for AMC stock. This makes a lot of sense when you think about it, just because hedge funds have more shares than the average retail trader. This is a well known fact, and it is honestly logic at this point. No retail trader is going to have 20 million shares worth of AMC stock. That is just not going to happen. So who's going to have those 20 million shares as an example? It is going to be the hedge funds. And so what I think the hedge funds are underestimating is the fact that even with the hedge fund shares, even with the 20 million shares, even with the 40 million shares, even with the 5 million, 10 million shares, I think that they're underestimating the fact that AMC, yes, has been tried to go lower and lower. It has tested low levels before, or what some may consider low, right? I don't consider it low, but what some may consider low. So that brings me to my point, which I've been saying. I think that there has been a major underestimation of the AMC stock group resilience, just because somehow, guys, somehow this stock always ends up going up to major levels and major key levels. These levels are extremely important. For example, $51 a share. It ended up going below $51 a share, and then it just ended up going back to that $51 level. But I think the hedge funds are just underestimating it, right? They don't really believe in the power that the retail traders hold. The same story happened with GameStop, guys, going from $100 a share to $400. Don't you guys think that there were so many hedge funds and so many financial institutions saying that now's the time to bet against the stock? Of course there were. However, what ended up happening? There were even more squeezes, and what ended up happening were a lot of financial institutions lost money, or not financial institutions, but anyone that was betting against GameStop ended up losing a lot of money. And we know this because some financial groups ended up going bankrupt. This is a news that a lot of people don't really talk about. AMC theaters races to a post-reopening record weekend with more than 2 million US guests in the biggest US movie opening at the box office since 2019. That is just amazing, and some 2 million people watched movies this weekend between Thursday and Sunday at AMC's US theaters, making this the busiest weekend since AMC theaters closed. And this just tells you more of the statistics regarding AMC and the fact that it has been doing phenomenally well. More than 500,000 people visited AMC's international theaters. That is just amazing right there. And I'm not going to read this entire article just because the title itself already allows us to understand that there have been records set with this stock, and not records back then. These are records right now, and these are relevant records. These are relevant statistics, and we need to understand that AMC stock is a reopening stock. It is one of those stocks. Yes, the financials are not as great as, let's say, some airline stocks or Carnival Cruise Line. However, even those stocks right now, they are not doing the best in terms of their fundamentals. We knew from the beginning that AMC stock, the rise of AMC stock, had nothing to do with the fundamentals, right? It was always because of the movement behind it. And now that we have more data backing up the fact that, okay, AMC stock, not just because of the movement, not just because of the fundamentals, but because of the actual record-breaking weekends, the fact that they're actually doing great as a company, that right there is more support. And hopefully this gives more people conviction about this stock, because right now I know that a lot of people are stressing. AMC has had some slight decrease in the share price from $61 a share to around $51 a share, so like a $10 difference. However, with this news, you guys cannot deny that AMC has been doing pretty well, an actual company and not just regarded to the stock price. It is much better to have a company that is actually doing well as a company rather than having a company do well in terms of the share price and have the actual company not do well as an actual business. And this is a clear indication that AMC stock has more reasons to be bullish for, and because this is just yet another reason to be bullish on AMC stock, I'm extremely happy and I'm extremely excited to see where this stock will go. There are some people that are holding this stock for at least 1 year, and you guys already know what that means. AMC's momentum, in my opinion, will not be going away. We will continue to see more records being broken with the stock. And with that being said, guys, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.